Hey guys, it's Tina and welcome to the Qweendom. Alright, so y'all, I have been promising you all this video for spread over there. I've been promising you all this video for a couple of weeks now since the experience or event occurred. So here I am. Today is Wednesday, May the 29th, and a couple of weeks ago, let me just tell you like the backstory. I guess this will probably be like a story time. So a couple of weeks ago I had to work I had to work 3 to 11, which you all know that I usually work like the morning time. I had to work 3 to 11 on this particular day, driving in my car, literally about 8 to 10 minutes from work. And I had been trying to remind myself most of the day, like, Tina, you gotta get gas, you gotta get gas, you gotta get gas. Kept forgetting. I was running around most of that day, which I try not to do a lot of running around when I have to work the evening shift, because I don't know, it stresses me out a little bit if I have to like do running around and then go to work at 3 o'clock. So gets to, just like I said, 8 to 10 minutes from my job. And if you've ever been in your car and it ran out of gas, you know how it feels. So I got to this specific area and I felt the car slowing down. I was like, oh no! The gas station was probably 5 minutes from where I was. So I was like, oh gosh. Surprisingly, I was on a not so busy road, so I was able to like pull over into an illegal parking spot, ultimately. Into an illegal parking spot area. And just let the car run out of gas like it is. So immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, this day has been stressful enough. I just want to go back home at this point. I don't even want to go to work. And I'm never late for work. So at this time, I had to be to work at 3. So I'd say it was about 2, maybe about 2:25, 2:30. So I was like, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm almost sure I'm going to be late for work. So I didn't call my job yet. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a little time. I had to think quick on my feet, so I sat in the car for maybe about a minute, and I was like, okay, I'll just get an Uber, because I have Uber. I'll get an Uber to the gas station, and this particular gas station I'm referring to is probably about 5 minutes the opposite way. No, maybe about 3 minutes the opposite way from my job. So I'm thinking, instead of me taking the Uber to the gas station closer to my job, let me take it a little bit further back, because I don't want to go down to my job and then have to come back and then come back down again. So I'm just sitting there like, oh gosh, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. So I decided to get out of the car, because I didn't want to sit at that particular area that I was, because is always security walking, not security, but yeah, like security walking around that particular area. And I knew that like there's a chance that I could get a ticket, so I had to think fast. So I got out of the car and just stood there. It was a pretty beautiful day on that particular, it was actually pretty warm that day. So I got out of the car, and lo and behold, I look over and there is a jump scooter. Now, for those of you who don't know what a jump scooter is, it's actually like a motorized or electric scooter. They're all around so many towns. This is how the scooter looks. It doesn't look harmful or detrimental to your health, but it is. And I live in a pretty big I live in a pretty big city, so they're all around everywhere. So I looked at the jump looked at me, and I looked back at it, and I'm like, okay, let me call my job, you know, let me cover my butt there. So at this point, it was just like I said, maybe about 2:35, almost 2:40. So I was like, let me call my job and let them know that I'll probably be about 15 minutes late. So called them, they said it was no problem and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just looking over at Bryn. Shut up. So yeah, look at the scooter, look at me, I look at the scooter again and say, all right, it's on, let's do this. Like where I grew up, let me see, we used to ride the scooters where, you know, you use your leg and, you know, just wheel you. I had never ridden an electric or motorized scooter, but I was like, man, you know, I'm a sweet young thing, not really no more though. I think I can handle this thing. So it was already like, you know, not standing up, but it was already it had that little kickstand stand down. So I just glanced it up and down like, oh yeah, I can handle this. This ain't nothing. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to turn it on or nothing. So I saw it had like the little barcode scanner or whatever that kind of scanner is that you take your phone and like wave it across. I actually didn't have it on my phone, so I downloaded it real quick and just waved it across, and I saw that, you know, it read it, and then it said like on, it turned on or something like that. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I think what it actually said, I had to, did I have to download it? Did I have to download Uber? That's what it was. I had to download the Uber app, and with me downloading the Uber app, I had to change it from ride. I'll try to insert like some photos or at least show it to you all on my phone. Uber app, you have the option to do a ride. Of course, that's an Uber ride, or you click on that and the scooter portion comes up. So what I did was I downloaded the Uber app, and then I clicked on, and once you click on the scooter portion, the same thing with the ride, it will try to locate a scooter for you. And just like I said, like the scooter was right there where my car ran out of gas. So I said, okay, Lord, okay, I see you, you're looking out for your daughter. So your daughter, so I yeah, just like I said, I unlocked it and I proceeded to get on it. Now let me give you all a little background. Growing up, just like I said, I rode scooters. Pretty great rider, but it wasn't electronic, wasn't motorized. Listen, y'all, I got on that thing and turned it on, and it was like I had never rode a bike in my life. I had never rode a scooter. I did not know what to do. What I really liked was the fact that I think the scooters are, it's not going to tell me a price now, but I think the scooters are like 4 cents a minute, or I don't know, it's really inexpensive, whatever the price is. I'm trying to look at my phone really quick so that I can try to see, it's not coming up, so I can try to see what the price was that I paid for the ride on that particular day. But of course it's not coming up in my past history, which is a little strange, but whatever the price is really inexpensive. So I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. Me thinking, of course, I'm going to get to the gas station real quick. Mind you, let's rewind the tape real quick. I did not have a gas can in my car, which is surprising because Curtis always has a gas can in my car. Like, it's always a gas can in the car, but it wasn't this particular day. So I'm like, dang, I got to buy a gas can as well as put gas in the gas can, ride the scooter to the gas station, and then bring the scooter as well as the gas can back to the car to put gas in the car. So I called Curtis, not in a panic. I was just like, I don't know what to do. I done ran out of gas. He was like, well, where you at? I'll come. And I was like, no, I can handle this. I can handle this. My daddy done taught me. My daddy Mike, he taught me, you know, I can figure this thing out. So needless to say that I told y'all the gas station was what, about 2 to 3 minutes the opposite way. Listen, I was on the jump scooter for 26 minutes. I was on a jump scooter for 26 minutes. So I did not expect it. Like, I'm riding, and more than anything, it was rider issues, rider error. I just wasn't comfortable. Like, I was scared. I thought that I would fall off. I thought that I would flip over. Like, I was thinking all kinds of traumatic things would happen to me as I rode this thing. So most of the time, like, when you get on, you gotta push like this button where it allows you to like cruise along and ride along. So you can go fast, but you can brake, and like, it's pretty comfortable. But just like I said, I had never rode it. I was absolutely positively terrified. So I flicked it to on, and I'm riding, and then in my mind, I'm used to the scooter that you push with your legs. So I kept jumping on. I kept jumping on. Like, it was crazy. And that was basically like the whole way. I was on the sidewalk, of course, and then, like, you know, there are dips in certain sidewalks, so I would jump off, and then I would try to like push it without me being on it, and that was an experience because those things, they're not really heavy, but they're pretty heavy. So it's used to moving with a person on it. So just imagine me clicking it and like pushing it as if I'm on it, but I'm beside it. So sometimes it would go fast and I would like jerk forward and then jerk, like, listen, it was freaking hilarious. So of course, get to the gas station. Thank God this particular gas station had like a mechanic shop at it, so I was able to get a small gas can, put some gas in a can, and then now I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna take the gas can and the scooter back? And mind you, just like I told you, this whole entire situation took 26 minutes from me going to the gas station and coming back. So I get to the gas station, and as I'm putting gas in the tank, the guy was like, you can just jump on, like, mister, he's like, you can just jump on and like you can stop. He like, you want me to show you how to ride? And no sir, I'm already late for work, you're tripping, I don't even know you, you're a stranger, I don't need your help. So he sees me leaving he sees me leaving and he is cracking up. He like, you good sis, you good sis? I'm like, I'm good. So I starts riding, same thing, jumping on, jumping off, jumping on, jumping off, and I noticed that the gas is leaking out of the freaking gas can, y'all. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's getting, mind you, I have my work uniform on, so it's getting on my hand a little bit. So I stopped and then twisted, just to listen, me going across the street, this whole thing was freaking funny. And I could have been in a really bad mood, but I swear to you, I was laughing the entire time. As I was stopping and starting, other guys in cars were like, you good? You straight? You got it? Like, it was like one of the funniest and happiest days that I had in a long freaking time. So, listen. Finally gets back to the car. And I put gas in the gas can before, but this was like, if you ask me, like a new age one. I didn't know how to use it. So I couldn't figure out how to, I figured out how to twist the top off, but I couldn't figure out how to attach the nozzle and have it lock on so that gas won't leak back out of it. Oh, gracious. So I called Curtis. I saw a gentleman. So I saw this guy and I was like, hey, you know, can you help me figure this out? And he was looking at it and he was confused and I was confused, and he was like, oh, I can't figure it out. Asked another guy, he couldn't figure it out. So I called Curtis and I was like, I got the gas, I'm back at the car finally. At this time it was about 3:15. I'm back at the car finally. I was like, I don't know how to attach the nozzle so that the gas can go in the can. So he was like, all right, well, just take a picture. So of course I took a picture, sent it to him, and he basically walked me through it. Thank God for him. And I finally got on it, and it was the kind of gas can where you take the top off, you twist the nozzle on, and then you had to position it in the tank and like push, and then it would flow freely. And that's what I didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand how the gas will flow freely because it was like a stopper thing. So just like I said, finally got it in there and everything, and finally got the gas in the car. Finally on my way to work. Oh well, of course, coming back, just like I said, I was jumping on and off, and it was a whole situation. So many people were stopping like, you good sis? You alright? You got it? Listen, I'm good. Finally get back, park the scooter, and the entire ride literally was, the price was about $4 like $4.40. So I was like, oh, that's cool, that's straight. So finally get to work. It was probably about 3:30 or so, a little bit after 3:30, and I called my mom, and I'm laughing the entire time, just telling her like, Ma, this thing was so freaking funny, this was so hilarious, I wish you could have been there. So she asked a question to me. She's like, that sounded like an experience, do you think you would do it again? I was like, heck yeah. Look, sound like a whole fool. I said, heck yeah, I would do it again. I definitely would do it again because it was so fun. But look at this. What kind of respect she had for me? It was so daggone fun. It was just so unexpected. And I hope that when I ride again, which I haven't, I would know what to expect and have a little bit more faith in myself that I can do it. I'm telling y'all, a lot of the time when I was on that thing, it was riding beside me and I was walking. Like, oh my gosh. Funniest thing ever. If any of you have, what is this man at my door for? if any of you have ever ridden, you know, the Jump and all of those other ones that are around, leave it down in the comments. Let me know how your experience was, whether you will ride again. Just let me know. As usual, thank you guys so very much for watching. Make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Later. Ow. Hello, booty shopping. Hello.